You know what? She is a powerhouse. I've heard her speak, so open your ears, because she's got something to say.
Well, I don't know about that, because Angela kind of lights things on fire, as maybe some of you have remembered. Thank you, Dr. Angela Grace, and all the organizers behind the province-wide Ditch the Draft rallies today. We have to remember, in Alberta, our history on rallying isn't actually that well known or that well exercised in recent history. So I am really proud to know that there is a province-wide rally. This is citizen action in action. It is democracy, and it matters. I am very proud to be one of the many volunteers that make up the SOS team, and grateful to have the opportunity to speak alongside advocates doing so much to make change. Thank you to all of you here raising your voice against this regressive curriculum, standing up for public education. We are here because we know our children's future depends on us speaking up and speaking out. It has been a year since this draft was introduced, and it is because of your efforts that there is a delay in the social studies rollout. Citizen action does work, but the government has continued to forge ahead with implementing nearly all of the rest. This, despite, you've heard it, 57 out of 61 school boards refusing to pilot, all but 4. Teachers, who are educational experts, are overwhelmingly against it. Curriculum experts have panned it. Indigenous leaders and Francophone and many other communities that make up our society have refuted this curriculum. The Northwest Territories, who has used Alberta's curriculum for 40 years, has dumped it. Consensus is unanimous amongst experts, and the curriculum is fundamentally flawed, and yet this government thinks that a few superficial changes are going to appease us, and we're just going to be sent on our merry way. Well, I have news for them. We are not so easily fooled. We know that students deserve better than a curriculum that lifts content from Wikipedia, that prepares students for the 1950s instead of the 21st century, that positions one religion and one culture as superior to others. And, might I remind you, one that replaces the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms with the American Declaration of Independence. This curriculum was not developed in good faith. The UCP created a political narrative blaming the rivals for politicization, when in fact, it is they who have corrupted and politicized the process of education in Alberta. This curriculum is not centered around education or knowledge. For what is knowledge without the context to understand it and the skill of critical thinking? What kind of person will emerge after being taught this curriculum? How will students find a love of learning in the memorization of trivial facts? Children need to see themselves reflected in the content, and it needs to be relevant and accessible to all of them, to spark their curiosity, to nurture their wonder. This curriculum offers none of this. What it does offer is failure for our world-class education system, and it pulls the rug out from under the feet of our kids' futures. Historically, the curriculum process has been apolitical, and SOS demands a return to that long-standing apolitical process and a rewrite that includes teachers and curriculum experts. Teachers must be at the table. As it stands, this curriculum is not teachable. The problems run so deep that any amount of tinkering cannot resolve the foundational problems that exist. SOS has had a very busy few years defending public education from the privatization policies of the UCP and aiming to raise awareness of how students have been failed repeatedly by governments of all political stripes. We need your help to keep up the pressure. Be relentless in writing your school trustees. Let them know we need to hear from them. They cannot sit silently and be silented by this government. It is their job to stand up for public education. And of course, MLAs, even the ones with earplugs. An election is coming, and no matter the party, our representatives must be held to account. We must scream in their ears that we want to protect public education. Democracy is fragile. Education is the foundation of a strong democracy, and apathy can be its undoing. This government is counting on apathy. It is counting on you and I sitting back and doing nothing. No, we can't. We won't. Students deserve better. There is a lot to fight for in Alberta right now. A lot. Each and every one of us has a duty to build a society where children are educated to reach their fullest potential. Universal access to quality public education is a right of each and every child. And it is incumbent on all of you here and all of those who aren't here to defend that right. This is what it looks like to support our students. Join us today. I'm glad you're here to ditch the draft, but this fight doesn't end here and now. It is a long, arduous fight. We need you to find your resolve. We need you to not pack up your privilege and go somewhere else. We need you to be present and join this fight. Ditch the draft! Ditch the draft! Ditch the draft!
Ditch the draft! Ditch the draft!
Thank you, Medina.
Ditch the draft!
Medina makes some really important points.